Okay. So we need to cover Robo-Patrick first. This is the most basic strat. I did this when I was 7. If you can't do this, then don't play this game. And nobody should be insulted by that because everyone can do this. I'm just trying to talk and sound funny. So you just stand here. I've been doing this since I was like 9 years old, man. You just stand here, and if there's a goo droplet that comes to you, you react to it. And around this time... Now, another thing is that, like, if he gets close to you like that, first of all, you have to get a feel for when he's going to stop. That's the first key. But if you know, like, when he's going to be next to you like that, you should always go for a bubble spin because it has like an elongated... Not an elongated hitbox. It has an active hitbox that just kind of stays out. It has an active hitbox that stays out, so if you get right next to him and use it, it's going to kind of buffer a hit, so it gets him on the earliest frame possible that he's able to be hit. And you just want to kind of time your bubble balls when he isn't near you to hit him on the earliest part possible. You're going to have to experiment with that and figure out like when you can bubble ball to make it hit as early as possible. But typically, if you hear a thumping noise after he gets hit, it means you were too slow. See how there's no thumping noise? Okay, cool. Now, this is a really easy strat that people have been doing for ages. And I only do this on the first phase, unlike everybody else. Well, recently, I think Jelly and Kona might have been adopting my strats recently, but people usually just stand here for this first part. Because there's no goo, and you can just kind of stand and react. Okay, we got lucky because he didn't have his back turn. When he has his back turn, you gotta be careful, because his arms have active hitboxes, and if you hit the arms, you will get hit, and the cycle will restart. So you gotta be careful with that. I've seen people complain about that and rage, but it's their own fault. Also, this is my trademarked lasso stall. Nobody was doing this before I did it. This is my thing. So what you do is just like, you lasso, you pull out on the control stick away from the Texas swinger, and then you do it again. That's all I'm doing, just lasso, pull out. Now people don't realize this. Shit. The Texas swingers, when you grab them, they cause boxes to fall. Now that time the reason why the box didn't fall is because they're a little bit buggy. And sometimes they don't drop boxes, which is why I stall on them. I don't stall, like I don't stand on that little lever there, because when you stand there, it doesn't spawn boxes. I do this to spawn boxes, to make it more likely for him to land in a spot where I can get him quickly. Also, there's no way known to really manipulate this part because he isn't forced to land on an edge, unlike the third cycle that you'll see later. But yeah, I'm just kind of dropping boxes. If you land close enough, you can be fortunate enough to grab this, and also, I'm getting hit to stop the cycle early. If you let him vomit, the projectile vomit is going to take too long, so you just have to stop there. Now, this is where it varies a little bit from, like... This is the part that I was saying was adapted from what Cole used to do. Instead of standing on that platform, I stand here. And I turn in sync with his final spin when he goes off and he starts spinning and dropping goo. You can rewatch just, like, to see what I'm talking about. Just time it the way I time it. And you should land on this platform. So for the first hit, you do that. And for the second hit, you do what Cole used to do for the first strat. And all, like, you do what Cole did for all 3 strats except for, like... Now you do Cole's strat for the rest of the game. For this whole segment, you do the Cole strat. And maybe we'll get a condition where he lands in the wrong spot so I can tell you what to do to fix it. Or not. Because I'm good. Also, guys, anybody who complains about RNG in this segment doesn't understand the boss, because it isn't RNG. It's AI manipulation, that's all it is. The ledges are kind of, sometimes you get screwed because the ledges are a little bit inconsistent with collision detection, but it can be fixed, and there are ways to recover from it if you mess up. And I'll try to kill myself after this to show you guys later, but this should work. Or not. Okay, so if he lands here, you're kind of screwed because it's the final cycle, but then you should hit him and yeah, whatnot. Also, if you're bowling, like if you're trying to make a shot like that, do your do a full charge in the direction that the platform's going, and then turn. See what I mean? I'm not gonna try to hit him because the fight's gonna end. But like, you see how I have much more control over it when I bowl in the direction, or like, you either have to bowl in the opposite direction and turn, or like in the same direction and turn. That's how you get the most effective movement. Excuse me. That's how you get the most effective movement out of it. Dude, my mouth is so dry. So much explaining from this boss. I'm gonna try to get a bad manip so I can show you what to do to recover it. Okay, so this shouldn't work. This should be completely fucked. And if it does work, we found a new strat. But you guys get what I was saying, right? You gotta bowl in the opposite direction or in the same direction to make it work. Okay, this should not work. Okay, it worked.
Look at that! The robot's made himself dizzy.
Dude, I have a lot of favorite SpongeBob quotes. I don't know, man. Also, don't get hit. If you get hit, you're gonna lose a lot of time. This should not work. Okay, so pretend you tried and failed. And if it does work, I'll be very surprised. I mean, like, I'm trying to get him to land in a spot that's like so obscure. Sorry guys, I'm trying to be bad, but I just can't be bad. I'm really bad at being bad. Alright, well, let's just do the coal strat. No, because I feel like the coal strat might kind of work. Let's just stand here and see if he goes in the wrong direction. These are just backup strats. You guys already know how to do the manip, but I'm just showing you backup strats now. Okay, this is it. This is what you're looking for. So if this happens, notice how I wind up with the conveyor belt rather than like to the side of it. Okay, good. This is kind of a new strat that I've been testing, but this should work. If you stand in this little area here, he should spin in a way that like sends him back to the right side of the stage, because I discovered that the collision detection on this particular side of the stage is extremely sensitive compared to the other side of the stage. So he should land over here. See how sensitive it is? That's why he hardly ever lands. Excuse me. That's why he hardly ever lands on the other side of the stage, because the collision detection on the right side is much more sensitive for some reason. So you can just do this again. Just stand here and let him. But don't get hit. If you get hit, you're fucked. So yeah, it should work. This is why people lose time here, because they don't know the strat. And he should land like right over here, or like. Yeah, pretty much general area. I'm gonna let him wake up so I can show you what to do if he lands on the back like that during the actual cycle. But you guys see now. Yeah, these are all the strats that I've been like. This is the reason why I got 101. This is what clicked for me. I realized last week like how to do tower climb more consistently in Goo Lagoon, how to get sponge glide faster, and how to manipulate this fucker every single time. And that's why 101 was so easy for me, because I was just able to do that. So I'm teaching you guys now how to do the 101 strats. So these are my official copyright Robo-Patrick manip strats. If he lands on the back, just stand in this corner here, and he should land back on the front platform. If he doesn't, I'll be surprised, because it usually works. But you have to get really fucked for him to land in the back in the first place. You have to get really unlucky. And of course it doesn't work, just making me seem dumb. Ring, ring. See, the thing is, like, I think I actually, I got the really bad manip in my PB. So, you might be able to watch it in my 101. Or maybe it was my 102.13. No, it was my 101. When I got the strat, I'm like, he's gonna land on the front platform, I know it, and then he did. Alright, let's get a messed up cycle from this. He landed on this platform here. From the back. I got him to do that. So it should work. It worked in my 101. That's the reason why I got 101. Okay, here we go. So now he's on the back again. We're going to try to manipulate him to go back to the front. Also, this probably has a better chance of working because it's closer to the middle. And usually it works when he's closer to the middle of this back part here. So that's why it worked in my 101. Again, these are all kind of sketchy strats that I've been working on lately. I'm trying to perfect them. So, like, I'm just trying to tell you guys what I know now, because I was able to get 101 off of these strats, so they must be decent, you know what I mean? Anyway, here he is. He's back kind of like at the front. That kind of worked. So, like, you get this, and now he's over on the side again, and you should be able to do the strat that I showed you earlier to get him back. I'm just trying to give you guys as many examples as possible, because this isn't really about just doing one set thing every time. It isn't like Robo-Sandy. Robo-Sandy's completely brain dead, man. This you have to actually think and react and know the timing and know the manips and like the different conditional statements to make it fast. So he's gonna land right here. See?
There's another opportunity for SpongeBob.
And there you have it, boys. That is the shift copyright strat. Well, many strats actually. It's a collection of strats that makes Robo-Patrick fast as fuck, boy. You should be able to get sub 5 minutes on Xbox every time with this strat, or maybe around 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna do Robo Sandy because you guys need to get educated.